sin and convince us of sin, but then to do what? To be a type of tutor and a schoolmaster, a pedagogue, a teacher to show us and point us to our need for Jesus. Does that make sense? Do y'all get that? So the Bible says the law works wrath. That's Romans chapter 4, verse 15. 2 Corinthians chapter 3 says the law is a killing letter. It's a killing letter. And in Romans chapter 7, Paul talked about coming to an awareness of his sin through the law in Romans chapter 7. And so I see these verses as a type of schoolmaster because, I mean, when you read these verses, you're really exposed. You're really exposed for what's really in your heart. You really are. And this is the assessment for the entire human race. These 13 issues that are listed here really describe the condition of the whole human race that is fallen in Adam and need to be redeemed in Jesus, right? So let's look at these. I'm going to give you the categories, okay? The way I categorized them. You may categorize them a little bit differently, but I'll show you how I categorized them and then why I did it this way. So verse 21, it says, "For from within," remember, the problem is not from the outside. This is what Jesus is showing the Pharisees and scribes because they thought that they were made pure and clean and holy because they washed their hands before they ate. And Jesus is teaching them, no, your problem is not with your hands. Your problem is with your heart. Your problem is not things going into you defiling you. Your problem is things coming out of your heart that defile you. The problem is within, not without. That's what he's saying. And then he says, "For from," see it, within. See it there? From within, out of the what? There's your issue. There's your issue in mind. It's the heart. It's the heart. "For from within, out of the heart of men," out of the heart of anthropon, that's what that term means, all mankind, humankind, proceeds, here's my first group, evil thoughts, adulteries, fornications, and murders. I categorize that whole group together. That's how I would group that first group together as sins of lust and passion. And you know that crimes of passion oftentimes involve both violence and sex, right? And so there are a lot of similarities. That's why I kind of categorize those four there together. And we dealt with that last week, but I just wanted to put it up there so you could see it. Evil thoughts, adulteries, fornications, and murders. My second group, the second group we're going to deal with as a second group is verse 22, thefts, covetousness, wickedness, deceit, and lasciviousness. If you want to bracket that off, I put that in its own group. I call that group, look at point 4 on your outline. That's what we're going to deal with right now. The second class would be what I categorize as sins of defrauding. Sins of defrauding. And I will spend a little bit of time trying to show you as simply as I can in the scriptures why I would categorize all of those, those issues, those sins that flow from our heart, theft, covetousness, wickedness, deceit, and lasciviousness in that group. That's the second group. And then the last group would be the end of verse 22, an evil eye, blasphemy, pride, and foolishness. I categorize that last group together as sins of contempt. Okay? So we are on category 2. We're going to deal with category 2 and 3 tonight because we did 1 last week. So we only have 2 categories. How you doing, brother? All right. How many you need? Just one? Okay. All right. All right. So